What's up, everybody? Anthony here, specialtymotorcars.net, and here it is, another week, another beautiful low mileage car to bring you folks. This time, well, we're sticking with the Panther flavor for now, but this time we got a Mercury Grand Marquis in the house. 2004 Mercury Grand Marquis. I believe it's an LS Ultimate. 10,500 original miles on this car. Really well loaded car with a very, very rare factory sunroof. 10,000 mile car. It's a local estate car that I got locally here to me up here in Pelham, New Hampshire. Gonna go around, do a full walk around of this car, show you all inside, outside, do all that stuff, give it a test drive back to the shop, tell you all about it, price, everything right in this video. Let's get into it. And here she is, a beautiful 2004 Mercury Grand Marquis LS. I believe an LS Ultimate, and I'll explain why my questionable belief is in there, but a really well-loaded car. The GS and the LS, the GS being the base, the LSs were usually top trimmed, and then the LS Ultimate of this generation was like the top trimmed. And this is pretty top trimmed, having a factory sunroof, the alloy wheels, leather, wood steering wheel, all that stuff. Now this car is a one-owner car. It was a local estate car to me. The car lived just outside of Boston. As I talk to you, I don't know if it's right. I'm like dodging raindrops. It's supposed to be sunny right now. I'm wearing a sweatshirt even though it's supposed to be like 80 today. I swear Mother Nature is drunk right now, big time. Anyways, it was a local car to me that I had bought. And you know me and odometers, 10,000 miles is right up my alley when it comes to these Panthers. And that's what this car is. It was a 10,000 mile car. Gentleman who bought it brand new, unfortunately, just recently passed, and the family had to get rid of the car. This car, I could tell he loved this car. Unfortunately, I didn't get much of a story with this car because his family just didn't really know much about it. But in his obituary, he did say, or it did say, he loved vehicles, he loved traveling, he loved cars. So he was probably a pretty cool dude. Anyways, he bought this Mercury Grand Marquis brand new, trimmed it the way it was, like you see it. When I got it, it had old Michelin white walls. I actually put these white walls on, but it already had the chrome fender flares. It had the chrome rockers, the pillars, the bug guard, and I don't know if you caught it at the beginning, it also has a Lincoln hood ornament. I did not install that, although I think it does look pretty cool. It also has Mercury Grand Marquis mud flaps. But anyways, this car has a little bit of a questionable history, maybe not. I mean, it's kind of known. This car in this era, Grand Marquis, and this color especially, was pretty known for having paint issues, and I didn't notice this in the pictures when I bought the car. I had kind of bought the car even though it was local, sight unseen. When I got the car, I was slightly disappointed to realize this car has had a complete repaint at some point in its life. This color gold ash was kind of common to delaminate, and it would kind of flake off. So this car has had a repaint done on it. And I had put it on my Facebook page and a couple sneak peeks here and there, saying, oh, the car is coming up for sale, 10,000 miles. It has some cosmetic deficiencies, and people are like, how can a 10,000 mile car? This is a perfect example of how every car is treated differently, ages differently. You can get a 100,000 mile car that's absolutely perfect, and then here it is a 10,000 mile car that's had a complete repaint. But I believe, and I'm pretty certain, that the repaint was due to paint issues with this car when it was new. Now, that's not to say that it's free from any defects now, because it has since aged since that paint job. And I'm going to point out a few things throughout the video here. But overall, the car looks and appears nice. So when I got this car in, I had the decision. Do I chase it? And do I repaint the car again and make it absolutely perfect? Or do I just sort it mechanically and offer it as a really nice driver for someone who isn't going to care about some you know, little marks here and there. And that's kind of where I went with it, because, you know, I could chase it and chase it and chase it, and at the end of the day, I'm just throwing, you know, money at something that isn't going to make any difference maybe to the next person. So that's where I decided to go. I ended up going through the car, servicing it really thoroughly. We did tires, pads, rotors all the way around, rear calipers, hoses, rear shocks, rear airbags. This is an air ride car. Did a new R-knot, get out of here fly, R-knot, air suspension pump, battery. I said rear shocks, front struts, front stabilizer links, oil change, wiper blades. Like, we went through this car pretty well to really sort it out. So it's a great driver. I've put quite a few miles on this car. Get out of here, fly. And now it's time to get out of here, fly. Now it's time to, oh my God. Now it's time to rehome this car. I don't want to show you what I just did, but the fly has gotten out of here. Anyways, so let me go around this car. I'm going to show you some of the deficiencies with the car, but like I said, overall, a pretty nice car. So this color is called Gold Ash. It's kind of like a, I don't know, goldish tan, I don't know, whatever. It's got a pinstripe on it. A couple little spots with a pinstripe you'll see throughout the car. Has kind of been worn away, but on a day like today, the car shows really, you know, well, you can see a pretty decent gloss to the paint. This hood ornament installed. Mercury identifying as a Lincoln maybe on the weekends. You can see a little chip in the chrome here. You know, there's a lot of little things, you know, like the chrome is delaminating on these bumper pieces. Got some little cracking there. Those are just a few bug marks. Light scratch there and there. Where did I pick up all these bugs from? I only drove 5 miles. You can see the delaminating in the chrome insert there. Lenses are in nice shape. These are the originals. A little bit of cloudiness going on right here. Yeah, but here, like, you can see a little bit of primer overspray right on that rubber gasket. Chrome fender flares. Said brand new white wall tires, pretty decent alloy wheels, some minor little worm corrosion spots, you know, here. But brand new white walls, brand new pads, rotors in the front, struts, upper control arms. Went through this car pretty well. You can see a little bit of a haze in the paint right here in the fender with the Grand Marquis, mud flaps. And that chrome delaminating is all throughout the door pieces as well. Yeah, but no crazy dents or damage on the body. Painted covers, air deflectors or vent shades. All that stuff was on this car. Even the light tint on the windows. Chrome pillars. Has the keyless entry, which I do have the code for. Wish the sun would come out. The sun was out when I got here. Coming up on the roof. Windshield glass, nice shape. It's an original Ford Carlite windshield. It does have a series of scratches right here that looks like something dragged across. This car had a XM like magnetic antenna, and I think it caught something and lightly scraped the roof there. This is a factory moonroof. These cars were available with moonroofs. It looks like an aftermarket install with the ring around it, but that's how actually Ford put these in. I'll show you on the inside what the switch looks like. It tells you it's a factory switched, factory equipped. On the back of the roof here, you can see over there, I'll show you when I get over there, but you can see a haze mark right in here where the color's a little off. I don't really know if this was like kind of a spot repair at one point. Got like, I think 4 spots on the car that are like that there. Over on that side, a spot here on the deck lid, and then a spot on the hood I'll show you. A little bit of fade. You know, if you see at the right angle, you can see just like a little kind of grayish. I think whoever painted this car, they did probably a good job at the time, but the car I don't believe was garaged. So I think, you know, it's aged a little bit. And like I said, the little spots where the pinstripe is worn off. Rear bumper, same thing. Light delaminating over there. Some stress cracking and like the paint from probably backing into something at some point. Marquis LS. Now the reason why I was questioning the LS Ultimate part is because usually these cars have on the fenders right there, it says Ultimate. And I believe this car would have had that and maybe didn't get put back on post paint job. So I'm not 100% certain there. And brand new Maxxis white walls. Decent alloy wheels. Again, just little small corrosion spots. Nothing too crazy. New pads, rotors, calipers, hoses, shocks, airbags in the back. But yeah, you can kind of see here like a circular spot where it looks like there was like a touch-up done. A couple other little small random scrapes or scratches, you know, little chips. Nothing too crazy. Center of the bumper here. I don't know where I left off on the bumper, but you can see that kind of stress cracking there. Same here. Oddly, this chrome strip is pretty nice. Taillights, good. Little spots on the stripe there. You can kind of see over here that spot in the paint. But I said there was another spot on the roof. You can kind of see right in this corner here. I don't know. Maybe you can see the little overspray. It must be like primer overspray. Even on like the door gaskets, if you get real up close, you can see when they painted the car. Obviously, they didn't strip all the trim off. They probably took, you know, a lot of the stuff off, taillights and stuff like that. But they didn't end up taking all like gaskets and weather strip and stuff. Anyways, 'tis what it is there. And that's why this is a great driver car. Very light little scuff right there. Nice Maxxis white walls. I love these white walls. These white walls balance out beautifully. They stay nice and bright white. Nice alloy wheel. You can see pretty clean frame. Bottom of this car is in pretty nice shape. It did have mud flaps on the back here, but unfortunately when the bags were let go, it was actually a combination. The pump went out, I think because the bags were bad, which overworked the pump, which blew the pump. But from them towing the car, kind of ripped up the mud flaps, so I ended up taking those off. You can actually see a few little halo marks, one there. I think there was one somewhere in the center here where that antenna must have moved around a couple times. You can see like right there, you know, a little spot. Mirror cap, nice shape. Oddly, the chrome stripping on this side, maybe the car faced the sun on that side, because the chrome, I mean, it's not perfect. You can see a little delaminating there, but pretty nice on this side. I'm sure if you get close, I don't actually see any tape marks there. So maybe they did take the door handles out. I don't know. I don't know who did this, but was done it like from Ford on like under recall. That I'm not sure. Windshield's in nice shape, but you know, you get up close, you can see some spots there where, you know, you can kind of see it on the gasket. Chrome fender flares. There's no Mercury lights. Then you can see a few little spots in the stripe. I don't know if I would have done that little do-wave thing, but pretty neat nonetheless. Another 225 6016 Maxus. These are date coded, what, the 27th week of 23. So they're pretty fresh. Pads, rotors, like I said. And here's the other spot. You can see, if you look down on it, you can see almost like a halo mark. To the side, you don't really notice it as much, but you know, they're there. There's spots that, I don't know if the older gentleman, you know, did touch-ups himself, if sap got, I don't know. I really don't know. And unfortunately, I bought this car pretty blind, but I don't want the next person to buy it blind. That's why I'm kind of going around and really nitpicking this car, because, you know, a 10,000 mile car, people are going to assume it to be perfect. You know, and I'm not to toot my own horn, but coming from me, you know, you guys know what I like to have and I like to have here at the shop. But you know, this is just an example of a car that I bought it based off the odometer. I was kind of disappointed when I got it, but again, it's a great running and driving car. It looks the part. I mean, you can look at it and see in the video here how nice this car does look. I just don't want to disappoint the next person who's expecting a garage queen and they get a car that's had, you know, paint work or stuff like that, you know, especially at this extent. I like to be as transparent as I can. And, you know, if that hurts me, here comes the sun, unbelievable. If that hurts me finding the buyer, well, that's okay with me, because I want to find the right buyer for the car. I want to find someone who's going to say, you know what, Anthony, I just want a Grand Marquis to drive. I don't have a garage, so you know what? I don't want to trail. I don't want to pay a premium. You know, obviously the price is going to reflect the condition of this car. I don't want to pay that premium for that garage queen that I'm going to drive in the winter, or, you know, let sit out in the sun or any of that kind of stuff. So anyways, that's me rambling. And here comes the sun. Son of a bee. You can see it's a very pretty color. Gold ash. Again, like this spot here, you can really only see it when you're up on top of it. Now that the sun's coming out, I don't know, maybe it's just my screen here. All right, let's dive onto the inside of this. Oh my God, the sun. Go home, Mother Nature, you're drunk. We'll dive onto the inside of this Mercury Grand Marquis LS, maybe Ultimate. All right, jumping on inside this car. Got it over in the shade. Sun is just, I don't know. It's cloudy over there. Looks like it's gonna rain. Playing tricks on me today. I don't know. Anyways, inside you can see a beautiful, I think they call this like a parchment leather interior. I'll zoom out there to show you. But really well equipped, clean. You know, this is a pretty high option Grand Marquis. The only two options that this car doesn't have that I've noticed, now you can correct me if I'm wrong, is it doesn't have heated seats and it doesn't have chrome wheels. I know you can get this specific wheel in a chrome, and you can get these in heated seats. And normally you see more of these in heated seats without sunroofs, but it has a sunroof. So you'd say, okay, well, this car must have been from Florida. No, it wasn't. It lived in Massachusetts from what I can tell its whole life. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. But it is an LS with dual power seats, leather, factory leather, power lumbar. You got the wood wheel, audio controls on the steering wheel, power adjustable pedals, auto headlights, and then the factory sunroof, excuse me, with the alloys. So take that as you will. Anyways, we'll get inside the jams here. You can see in the jams, pretty clean. You know, not rusty or anything. You can see some, you know, remnants, like I said, of, you know, the previous paint work that was done on this car. Not really in there, but you can kind of see just right in there. You know, like this molding here. Just see a little bit of spot. You know, in the jam here, that must be like old primer or something. Same with it. Oh, that's actually probably buffing compound from when they buffed the car afterwards. Inside the jams, nice and clean. Power pedals do work. Automatic headlights. We'll show you all this stuff in just a bit. Oh, the other cool thing is it's got a digital dash, so that's pretty neat too. Driver's seat shows pretty well here. You know, some minor stress cracking or leather wear, I'd say, on the driver's seat there. Door panel, all your power window switches, locks, dual power seats, your mirrors, trunk. These didn't come with popping gas doors. Open this boy up. Pretty clean in there. Door gaskets are in nice shape. Like, they must have removed this because there's no paint tape on that, or paint. So I don't know what they obviously didn't remove glass, but they must. Maybe this was done when the car was still under warranty. I don't know, because I don't know if anybody would go through that trouble. I don't know. Anyway, it's all speculation at this point. The rear door panels are in nice shape. It does have just a little bit of weird kind of, I don't know what's going on there. These don't open, they're artificial. Ford Crown Vics and the Grand Marquis were like that. Back seat's real clean. Has the Lincoln Town Car style rear map lights. Back seat is nice. Center armrest folds down. You got two probably very shallow cup holders that would definitely dump whatever was in it out. Carpeting is nice. Yeah, but you like here, perfect example. You can see, you know, like this must have been old paint or overspray. It's not chipping off, but it looks like it had at one point. You know, when they painted this car. Passenger side here. Inside the jam. All the stickers. Same thing over here, you can see. Yeah, but again, no overspray on like the rubber gaskets. So I'm gonna assume that those were all removed. Door panel shows nice. Seat backs are in nice shape. Leather's in nice shape. Non-smoker's car. You can see how this headliner is formed. This is a factory sunroof car. This is a headliner board. It's not a suspended headliner where an aftermarket sunroof would require. You can see the original switch panel up there with the sunroof switch in the middle. Looks like one out of a town car. So then Ford must have shared, obviously, parts. You didn't see a lot of the moonroofs in these. I've had a few of them. Very rare to find. Take that for what you will. Old wax, really old wax that ain't going nowhere. It does have a chunk missing out of this door gasket, which I guess probably wouldn't be too hard to replace because this is just the inner gasket, probably the same on all Crown Vics and Grand Marquis. It kind of just pops on there. I don't know if someone locked their keys in this thing at one point. This one's not chewed up, so I don't know. Don't know what to tell you there. I wish the owner was at least still alive. I'd be able to answer a lot more questions, at least that I have, about this car, but obviously that's a lot of my cars come from estates and stuff like that, and I just don't get that opportunity. Buying it from kids or grandkids. Passenger seat. Your dual 50-50 split bench. Power lumbar on the passenger side here. Floor mats, carpeting, all looks good. All right, let's take it for a spin. Before we take it for a spin, here I am getting all discombobulated. I like to show you my books and the keys and all that stuff. Not prepared, but I do have the original owner's manual. Come on, Anthony. Books. I do have the key code for the trunk. Right now, I only have one key and remote with me. I did have another set made, but I didn't put them on the same ring, and I ran out of the shop without bringing the other set with me. But let me pop the hood, pop the trunk. I'll show you what's going on in there just real quick. Full-size spare too, which I know was an option with these. All 4 original factory floor mats, the 2 rears, the 2 front ones, driver's side here. A little bit of staining on the driver's side, but nothing crazy. These were in the car when I got it. Nana's glasses. I thought this was funny. This is a cassette head cleaner. I don't know. I just, you know me, I like to leave some of this old stuff in the car. This is a really, really old bottle of turtle wax. Still liquid though. So Nana or Grandpa did try to take care of the Grand Marquis. Full-size spare on. Looks like an unused, yep, beautiful alloy wheel. This car is an air suspension car. Here's your on-off switch. I think somewhere right there, there's your key code access as well for the keyless entry. What am I talking about? What am I thinking here? Come on, Anthony. Under the hood, 4.6 liter V8. Everybody who knows these cars knows them. I don't have to tell you on the drivetrain of these cars. You know, but pretty clean and tidy under here. Light surface rust on some of these upper control arm mounts or strut mounts. But the frame, everything, brake lines are real nice. Under hood insulation. You can see this is like a perfect example. You can see the paint kind of delaminating here. That's essentially what would happen to these cars, you know, more or less on the outside, because these cars just, there was something with the primer or undercoating, not undercoating, but, you know, bottom layer or sealant of the paint, which would cause it to flake off like that. So that's why, even at this little mileage, this car has had a complete repaint. All right, we'll do a start so you can see all the lights come on. I'm wearing a sweatshirt and it feels hotter than 70 out right now. 10,582 miles. You have automatic headlights, interior lights, your foot pedals, traction on, off, wipers, overdrive on and off, and you can control all your readouts, reset. Oh, no, we'll go back. Average speed, trip meters, stuff like that, all through here. Because this is a digital dash setup, most of these cars had the older style analog. Dual power seats, automatic climate control, fold out cup holders there. Yeah, the compressor come on. This is an in-dash CD player. I haven't tried the CD part of it, but it is a cassette deck as well. You can see a few little spots here. I don't know what happened here. A little chip in the paint. This is your power. One touch open moonroof. They call that express open. I'm gonna express close you right now. So we're gonna take you on the highway. Nice cold air. All right. Let's get our seatbelt on. Automatic locks, and here we go. So like I said, we did do a lot of service work to this car. You know, a lot of it was just, some of it was not needed. It was more, hey, you know, we're already there. But we did tires, four-wheel tires. This actually still had the original Michelin white walls on it from 2004, believe it or not. Pads, rotors, rear calipers on both sides, rear brake hoses. We did 2 new rear air knot air springs. Like I said earlier, I think the springs were leaking so rapidly, probably towards the end of them using this car, that it burned the pump out. So I had to replace a pump too. It's got a premium R-knot pump in it as well. Rear shocks were replaced, front struts, upper control arms, the ball joints boots were damaged. Front pads, rotors, fuel filter. Papa Bear and I really went through this one. Like I said, I made the decision to say, okay, you know what? It's not going to be perfect cosmetically. I feel like it never would be. And for the amount that I'd have to invest to bring it to that point, even now, where I'm at now, I'm already going to be losing money on this car, believe it or not. But you know what? That's just the risk that I take when I buy cars sight unseen. But I wanted to sort the car mechanically instead and say, you know what, we'll just pass on. Papa Bear and I have so much other inventory to work on that, you know, you got to pull the cord, cut the cord, you know, whatever. You got to draw the line in the sand somewhere. Anyways, cruise, set, speed control works. Speed control. Coming in hot. I do kind of like that Lincoln hood ornament on this car. I don't know if I would have put a Lincoln hood ornament on it. I mean, if it had top, maybe, but people know. When you see that on a Grand Marquis, you know some grandma you know what? I didn't even think of this. It probably wasn't for decoration. It was probably for judging distance. You know, so they could kind of judge, because you look down the front of this car, that's kind of it, you know, to line it up. You line it up and, you know, maybe pull into your garage or parking spots or whatever. I don't know. That's probably, I don't know. Who knows? Again, I wish I could ask, but I can't. Anyways, any questions about this Grand Marquis, give me a call, 978-930-1004. My name is Anthony, located here in Pelham, New Hampshire. If you have any questions, give me a holler on that number. I can also help you with shipping, get it delivered right to you. 978-930-1004. Also, go over to my website, specialtymotorcars.net. You can see all the still pictures of this car. You can see a list of upcoming cars. You can even buy some specialty merch. That's over there as well. You can see all my previous cars. I appreciate you for following the video thus far. Price on this Grand Marquis is going to be $10,995. If you have any questions, give me a call, 978-930-1004. Let me know what you think down in the comments about this Grand Marquis. I got some really nice stuff coming up. Hope you subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and we'll talk to you on the next one.